words, sir. So my first question to you would be that it's very good that that India Tourism is improving connectivity between the 2 tier and the 3 tier cities. But you're also improving modernizing the airports of Agartala, Assam. But there are a number of unfinished projects also, so which have taken up a lot of investment. So how is the government planning to work on those?
See, this subject originally is related to the Civil Aviation Ministry. But since we are so much dependent on the air connectivity, that it is a matter of interest for us as well. Now, I won't be able to comment as to why projects are not being taken up, but or maybe they are not moving. But I can certainly say that from tourism angle, we are taking up very aggressively with the Civil Aviation Ministry and requesting them if we could open up the airstrips and airports which are otherwise not available for tourist services. Now, one issue is that if you use the airport for domestic purposes, you need the services of the airport authority, and you need all kinds of. So what we have suggested is, if we could be using these airstrips and airports for charter flights, where there is no problem of visa, especially for the visitors who are coming from the foreign countries. So they land in India anywhere, Delhi, Madras, and then finally they can take a charter flight and land in these otherwise not available airports or airstrips. This we have taken up in one of the interministerial meeting, which is related to tourism, and similarly for Ministry of Defence also. What have been told to us is that we may provide a list of those places which are of tourist interest and where we would like to open up for these charter flights. This is what is happening. Since we are standing in Sikkim, as the Chief Minister of Sikkim has mentioned, because any new initiative or any new airport coming up in Northeast area is welcome. So although the airport at Sikkim would certainly be of use primarily to the state of Sikkim, but at least there will be one more airport in the northeast. So as the Chief Minister of Sikkim has assured today in the press conference that it should be ready by next year. So I think at least this part of the world, this part of the country will be having better access.
Sir, regarding the river cruise, I mean, you have a lot of plans in the pipeline for the river cruise that is being taking place, but that's really targeted towards the high-end travelers. So is there anything for the middle class?
You see, cruise tourism is still to take off in a big manner, even for the high end. As far as middle class is concerned, I think when we begin the cruise tourism, especially all along the coast, some of the states have already initiated. Like for instance, Maharashtra, Andhra Pradesh, they are also into this cruise tourism of a local kind, and that is actually meant for the middle class. Even the one that you have in along Brahmaputra, I think is also not for high end, it's for and more for domestic tourists. What is required now is the cruise tourism of the high end kind, which you find in other countries and all along the coast. Ministry of Shipping and Ministry of Tourism, we are going to work together. Cruise tourism is one of the challenges before us, and we are going to take up. But before that, we need infrastructure. We need, jetties. We need all along the coast wherever. It will take time, but I think we are on the move. So both the ministries are working together, and we are also planning to identify some of the islands for island tourism, and especially the lighthouse that we have in various islands. And we are working together, the Ministry of Shipping and Tourism. Let's see if we are able to make some headway.
Okay, so there are some countries who are giving us a subsidized e-visa. So there's a plan of reciprocation going on with them. So can you tell us something about those, and if at all the reciprocation takes place, would we be losing out on revenue inflow?
No, this is not again my subject.
Okay.
E-visa is the subject of the Home Ministry, and the MEA, of course, is also related. Now, again, coming to the interests of the Tourism Ministry is that more and more countries should be having this facility of e-visa, which is now open to 130 countries. And it's working very well. You may have seen one of the presentations made by one of the states, and they mentioned that after this e-visa thing was open and the permits were open, a lot of foreign tourists have started flowing. Same is the situation at the India country level. We keep collecting data as to what is the situation, what was the data of tourist inflow in the earlier 2004, the e-visa was started. And there's a phenomenal increase. People are resorting to e-visa in a large number. The increase is as much as 800%. So this is certainly going to bring in. Our effort basically is to take up with MHA, which we have taken, to extend from 130 to 150 countries by the end of this financial year, which is one of the announcements. So 37 more countries, and we have requested the concerned ministries to take up those countries which are of more importance to us to this time.
Yes, sir. And sir, how much of focus is being given on sustainable tourism? The precedent that you had set on the World Tourism Day in New Delhi was really remarkable. But would we have a more eco-friendly destination in India? Would we call India, when can we call India a more eco-friendly destination? Can we be going in the same line as Paris? I mean,
I'm glad that you are setting very high standards, and which is what I think we should do. Well, I think you would also appreciate you have been here for almost more than 24 hours. Aren't we in a very eco-friendly environment?
yeah,
Isn't the entire Northeast so eco-friendly? The organic revolution, I would say, which Northeast had started, and Sikkim has already rather announced being 100% organic. We are all moving towards that direction. Moreover, we have formed eco-tourism circles. Just the other day, we have sanctioned one major project for Nagaland on the ecotourism. So, as far as other states are concerned, I mean, take for instance Himachal, the whole Himalayan circle, the whole, even the states like Madhya Pradesh. Look at the wildlife, look at the cover of forest in Madhya Pradesh. It's unimaginable. So it's all, I mean, working towards. And people have become so conscious with cleanliness drive, with Honorable Prime Minister's call for Swachh Abhiyan. I think we are all moving towards a better ecological system. And tourism is, I mean, wherever people get attracted, that's tourism.
right. And sir, the ITM has reached its fourth successful year. And since, I mean, it was started by the previous government, now you're taking on the next role. So what are your plans of making it more improved, more enhanced?
We'll keep, you see, with the experiences that we get from each of these travel marts. We are limiting ourselves to the Northeast at the moment, but we also have on our agenda as a big travel mart aimed towards the foreign tourists, and we may be working on that very soon. And we have such marts organized in the private sector where we also take part. We have this World Travel Mart where all of us go to that. We have this ITB, Spain, Fitur and all. Then in the private sector within India, you have Pata, you have Sate. Now, we were just wondering if it could be of utility to us to have the entire fraternity from all sides in a major manner. So let's see if we can also think of. But yes, certainly with the experiences that we are having within Northeast and the kinds of issues that they are raising. Now take for instance the issue of road connectivity. Even I realized while coming from Bagdogra to this place, the roads are really bad. The thing about it. We need to have an access. See, road connectivity is something so important, not just in terms of critical mass, which is important. In one bus you can have 40 people. ATR will have just about 48, a small ATR. Now that is first and foremost. Honorable Minister of Tourism has already assured that he will take it up with the club. We also deal at the secretary. And as I had mentioned, there is a forum for interministerial issues to be raised. So today, in fact, I thought that that is the first and most important issue that we are going to add in our agenda for the next interministerial meeting. How to connect with the tourist centers. We may not be concerned with other areas, but at least those places which are known to be tourist destination, but there's no access. Access is the first requirement for a. When you invite someone, they should be able to reach comfortably and happily. So it is going to be one of the top agendas. That is how we are going to take up these agendas. Number two, today after the conference, now that 7-8 secretaries and their officials are there from the state governments of Northeast, we are going to have a review meeting as to what are the issues within Northeast. This is purely administrative, nothing to do with international travel, but on tourism issues. We are also going to address the issues of ILP, MP, MP, RMP with them, and then take it up with the Ministry of Home Affairs. So this is how every time we meet people, we meet our own fraternity within the government and of people like you. Suggestions come. So naturally there has to be improvement in the next years.
And tell us about the next tourism mark.
Well, we'll sit down together after we have the feedback session of this mart, and then with the Honorable Minister we will sit down and decide.
Thank you so much, sir.
I would rather extend an invitation to all of you to come to the next part also.
Thank you.